What's going on, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Delta coming right back at you with another Division 2 video. Today we got something pretty interesting going on, as I will be reacting to the Aztecross video discussing the Division 2 bans. If you don't know who Aztecross is, he's probably one of the premier Destiny YouTubers out there today. But he did a video on the Division 2 discussing the recent ban wave affecting the Descent mode. His channel and the video, of course, will be linked down below if you want to watch the full video without my commentary for yourself.
Exploits and questions have been known to the community for weeks, and by the developer for at least as long. All bans and rollbacks are affecting players that have spent at least $60 to play the game.
Right, so here Aztecross brings up a pretty interesting point, that the people who are affected by the rollbacks and the bans are paying customers, people who have paid upwards of $60, maybe more, including if you include microtransactions and whatnot. What I think is really at the subtext of this issue is the live service model of this video game, and a lot of the popular video games today. Aztecross does bring up a pretty interesting point though, and a valid point at that, about alienating your paying customers, but let's let him keep talking here.
Some who are just following the advice of YouTubers and streamers pointing out an efficient way to level their agent. To an extent, this situation is the result of a developer's failure to address known issues. Yet the punishment—
You know, he is right here. The Division 2 is still being operated by a much smaller staff than previously. The number of people that Ubisoft has working on the Division 2, we as players can't control that number. However, what we can do and what we can control is our actions and if we break TOS. The reason the terms of service says no exploits and no bans is so that the developers have a chance to get a handle on it and preemptively make people think twice about exploiting in the Division 2.
And look, as someone that plays Destiny 2 literally every day, I get it. This is a complicated situation for any live service or MMO game. Hell, just last week, Bungie quietly set off a wave of bans that happened to affect a number of speedrunners in the PvE community. Granted, those things have been rolled back, but we have cheaters that definitely pop up within the game that Bungie nails down. But I don't think Bungie has ever banned anyone for exploiting something in their game. And believe me, guys, we have made so many videos on exploits, whether that was like glitching out of nightfalls or cheesing dungeon bosses. Can you imagine if Bungie—
Yeah, so I'm going to stop him here because essentially I just want to say that, comparing the Division 2 and Destiny 2 to anecdotal evidence from the Destiny 2 community and what they do for exploits, as a member of the Destiny 2 community, I can say that I firmly believe that the exploits that the Destiny 2 community does and finds, whether it be cheesing Galron in Duality or what have you, is really not as egregious, and it really doesn't impact other players like it does here in this case in the Descent glitch in the Division 2. The fact that you're getting Artifice armor at a slightly faster rate if you were to, knock Galran off the edge there, it doesn't exactly move the needle in the moment-to-moment gameplay.
Banned us for these things. And one thing I really do like about Bungie is their philosophy is, if it's an exploit or a bug within the game itself, it's on them. That's not on the gamer. Now listen, I don't play Division regularly.
Right, so as I said before, not comparable. I'm sorry.
I've played it in the past, but it's been a while. And at least from what I've seen here amongst veteran Division players, this exploit is absolutely impacting the PvP environment. But the way we look at it, at least outwardly, is that there's no third-party software or hacks involved. I know I'm coming off as like a spoiled Destiny player here, but the three ways I've seen this handled by Bungie is: 1, if it breaks the game, disable it; 2, if it's not breaking the game, let Guardians have fun until it's fixed; and 3, ban excessive use of exploits either entirely or from certain parts of the game. Option 3 is always the least popular, but they all demonstrate a marked shift in the culture of live games. I remember the RuneScape days of identifying an issue and immediately posting it to a forum or a message board to raise its profile in the hopes that it would be resolved. In the streaming age, raising an issue's profile also means that players will see it and have a chance to exploit it before a resolution is implemented.
Right, so right there he's hit upon a couple issues here. First of all, the Division 2 and Destiny 2, different games. Number 2, if you sign a user agreement while playing a live service game, which you have to do in order to play the game, you must agree to the terms set forth by the company, the game makers, the people who make the game. You are responsible for what happens to you and what you do during that play session. If the developer and publisher chooses to accept responsibility, i.e. in the case of Destiny 2, that's all well and good for them, sure. But if you're using someone else's software for your own enjoyment, i.e. playing a video game, you gotta play by their rules. If you're caught exploiting, you're breaking the developer's rules. That goes against terms of service. That's a fact. You did it once? Fine. That's a warning. You get caught doing it multiple times, then I don't really know what to tell you. User agreements are just something that we as gamers have to live with in the live service landscape. We want games to be massively online so we could play with people, we could play with friends, we could do whatever. But it comes with we have to play with the intermediary, which is the developer. They make the game for us, we play it, we give them, it's a self-sustaining system. If we want to abstract this example out a little bit, that would be like committing a crime. Like, say for example, you get caught doing insider trading. That's like an infinite money glitch for the stock market, which is essentially an exploit of FINRA regulations. That's like saying, oh, just because I could do this, it's not patched yet, I shouldn't be liable for this, even though I'm responsible for my own actions. So that's it. That's the end of the video. Aztecross goes on. First of all, let me just say I love Aztecross. I watch Aztecross pretty much every day. He just goes on to say that, the Division 2, while it's a serious issue, they should never ban people permanently, which echoes kind of like the same sentiments that the Destiny community has been saying about this issue. But, I don't necessarily agree with it, especially because they don't necessarily have the experience in the game. But yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the video below. If you're a Destiny fan or a Division fan, I want to hear from you. Drop me a like, drop me a subscribe if you want to see more Division coverage, Destiny coverage just like this. And let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Alrighty, it's been your friendly neighborhood Delta, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.